at the North Park Mall. Lady Gaga offers $500,000 for the safe return of 2 of her bulldogs and taking selfies to save the elephants.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin police investigate reports of shots fired at the North Park Mall. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, police say there is not a credible threat. KOAM Zach Dodge joins us live from Joplin's North Park Mall with the latest.
That's right, Tanya. Joplin Police Captain William Davis tells us that after doing a sweep of the mall, no credible threat was found. Police got the call at around 10 this morning for an active shooter at the mall. The mall went on lockdown and Joplin police immediately responded to the scene. But after doing a sweep of the mall, police were not able to find a credible threat.
So they arrived on scene, immediately contacted security at the mall, began clearing the mall. Of course, you reported an active shooter. We want to make sure there's no active threat. So officers responded and immediately began setting up a perimeter, clearing the mall, making sure that those threats were taken care of. And they did not find any evidence of an active threat at the time whenever they arrived.
Police are currently investigating the initial call, and the mall is no longer on lockdown. Reporting live in Joplin, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Thank you, Zach, so much for that report. Well, Democrats believe they have the votes to pass President Biden's nearly $2 trillion COVID relief plan. But one provision within the bill still remains a key sticking point. The weight is on the Senate parliamentarian who is deciding whether a federal minimum wage mandate can be included in the legislation or whether it violates complex Senate rules governing budget bills. The House is set to vote on its version of the COVID relief package tomorrow. Democratic leaders say it will include the minimum wage raise regardless of what happens in the Senate. One of the best shots in the arm to the economy may be the vaccine, which will help Americans get back to work and school. The FDA could be days away from approving a new single-shot vaccine from Johnson & Johnson. Dog racing is currently illegal in 41 states, and while live dog racing ended years ago in Kansas, the sport is still technically legal here in the Sunflower State. And there are currently 2 bills in the Kansas State Legislature under consideration that could change that. House Bill 2199 covers sports wagering in the state as a whole, but chapters of the Humane Society argue it could indirectly open the door for the sport's return. And then there's Senate Bill 262, which directly addresses the possibility of the sport's return. If passed, it would make racing greyhounds and any wagering on greyhound races illegal in the state of Kansas. Let's see how that plays out. Well, if you like running outdoors, the weather is just right today. Mike Laslip joins us with the first look at the forecast.
Bet you we see some 50s, and I will bet you for entertainment purposes only.
Okay.
You weren't going to let me get away with that one, were you? Cloud cover moving in, and yeah, the radar is picking up some very light sprinkles up in the northwest section of the 4 states, up in the northern part of southeast Kansas. But from the Freeman Health System Sky Camera, it has been a very delightful February morning, sitting at 47 degrees right now. Wind has been consistent coming in from the northeast. Humidity once again dropping down into the 40s. Not as dry as what we have been past couple of days though. And we're already throwing up 51 in Miami. Let's go 45 in Lamar and 46 right now in Parsons. As far as our afternoon planner goes, our average high of 53, we're going to be right on par for that. Just get a couple degrees either here or there. That northeast breeze, though, it is going to persist through the afternoon and evening hours. Now, the nice thing is, with those clouds moving in, it actually traps whatever warmth we're going to get, makes for a very, very mild overnight. Our rain for tonight into Friday morning, pretty much going to stay through northwest Arkansas. That's going to change, though, by the time we get into Friday evening, as we're going to have some pop-up showers on the eastern edge of southwest Missouri. But then Saturday is going to be absolutely delightful. Tanya was talking about it. If you like to get outside, do a little running, Saturday is going to be the day to do it. We're talking about a whole lot of sunshine and temperatures up into the mid-60s. Now, Saturday night, that's where we've got more development that comes out of the southwest. Gulf moisture shows up, makes for kind of a cloudy and rainy Sunday, but still at the same point in time, our temperature's not too bad, and the fact that we can escape daily highs way above 32 degrees mean our rain stays simply as rain. And Tanya, this is hard to believe, we're getting ready to close out February.
I know, that's hard to believe. And what I like the best is that low on Saturday night where it doesn't even drop below 40. Wow.
Not bad at all. I bet you've got a story about Lady Gaga. I bet you for entertainment purposes only.
And I bet it's about dogs. That's right. In Nation Watch, Lady Gaga is offering a reward, no questions asked, for the return of her 2 bulldogs. TMZ is reporting thieves shot the superstar's dog walker in Hollywood last night and took off with 2 of her 3 dogs. Danya Bacchus has the latest from West Hollywood.
Video shows police taking a dog into custody at the scene of an armed robbery. Police say a 30-year-old man was walking several dogs in Hollywood Wednesday night when 2 suspects got out of a car, shot him several times, stole 2 French bulldogs, and took off. It's unclear if the thieves knew the dogs belonged to Lady Gaga or were just targeted because they're in demand. Investigators are canvassing this area for security cameras, hoping to get evidence that will shed light on this case. According to TMZ, Gaga is currently working in Rome and offering a $500,000 reward for the return of her beloved animals, no questions asked. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Hollywood.
Now, the dog walker was taken to the hospital. No word yet on his condition. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon.
Scientists find a unique way to help save elephants. I'm Ian Lee with a process that starts by taking a selfie.
And later, looking for a recipe that'll win the grand prize at your next chili cook-off? We've got it. Stick around. You know, when you go to the zoo, elephants there are used to having their picture taken, right? But in England, zookeepers can't seem to snap enough photos of their animals. As Ian Lee explains, it's part of a project to save their relatives in the wild.
A new idea to save elephants starts with a selfie. A thermal selfie, that is. Researchers at the UK's largest zoo hope images like these will help protect the endangered species in the wild.
So we needed a way to detect elephants in the dark. That was the real true need of this project.
Tech specialists like Alistair Davies have been training a camera to recognize the shape of an elephant from its body heat.
And that's every single elephant bottom, ear shape, leg configuration, you name it. So we have to teach the camera what an elephant looks like.
More than 30,000 selfies later, it's learned to detect the animal and send a warning. Conservationists plan to put the cameras in parts of Africa and Asia, where elephants and people often clash.
A family can put it out in the middle of the night if they're worried elephants may be in the area, go to sleep peacefully and safely and know they're going to get an alert, or the local authorities will get an alert.
As the elephant's habitat shrinks, they're running out of room to roam, destroying crops and damaging property. Scientists hope to eventually deploy thousands of the cameras to help animals live in harmony with their neighbors. Ian Lee, CBS News.
Well, scientists hope this technology could be used to help other endangered species like tigers in the future. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Let me be the first to wish you a happy National Chili Day. No cards or parades, just a pot brimming with all sorts of goodness. Join us right here in the Test Kitchen.
But first, Michael Hayslip returns with your complete forecast.
Tanya trying to tell me what the last Saturday of February is. What is it traditionally?
Saving that bottle of wine for a special occasion?
It's
Time
called
to pop
that's when you're supposed to open your last bottle of wine, the last Saturday in February. These are the things that I learn on the KOAM News at noon, folks. Tanya was telling me that during the commercial break right there. We'll dive into the contiguous 48 in here in just a little bit, but let's talk about our weather almanac, because specifically I want to talk about our precipitation numbers. Those are going to change here by the time we get to the end of February, beginning of March. Really for the year, we're just a little bit above average. We are about 0.4 above where we'd historically be here on February 25th compared to January 1. But I think the big factor is, I went back and I looked at last year, we are 2 inches below where we were at this point in time in 2020. We were already in excess of 6 inches of precipitation by the time we got to February 25th. Now, as we talk about current 2021 conditions, after a beautiful Thursday start, we now have, I wouldn't want to say overcast skies, but we knew we were going to have that increasing cloud coverage. Kind of tempers out our temperatures. We were able to kind of jump up relatively quick when the sun did rise with the clear skies, and then the cloud cover moved in, but we're able to roll low 50s through there in northeast Oklahoma, West Missouri, and then a little bit of low 40s up to the north. And that's thanks in part to our northeast breeze that is coming in. Has gusted up to about 20-25 miles per hour. Right now we're looking at 12 miles an hour sustained from the Freeman Health System sky camera in Joplin. 47 is where we sit at Freeman. A little wind chill of 42 degrees. Wind not too bad, and our humidity, even though we've dropped down to about 40%, still do have that elevated fire risk. I know I sound like a broken record when I have to bring that up, but especially down to the south, because we see our winds just a little bit stronger as we dip down there. And it does give us a little bit of a wind chill too. We've still got feeling like 39 is kind of the dominant number through the central and northern parts. And then as you work down to the south, you can tell much, much warmer is 53 and 48 in Grove and Anderson respectively. I think the radar's being a little finicky. I reached out to some boots on the ground up there to say, yeah, they've seen a sprinkle every now and then, but certainly nothing substantial of rain. And this system right here is the one that actually worked in off of eastern Colorado, and it broke up, actually became from snow into rain by the time it got to us. And as this thing moves off to the northeast, really won't affect us at all. Thunderstorm activity right along our defining temperature line, but that's down by the Gulf Coast, and will stay dry throughout the course of our Thursday and most of Friday. So we'll go low 50s today. Some places already seeing those 50s as the clouds continue to almost become overcast by the time we get to the evening hours. And then overnight, what that does, traps in some of that heat, makes it very delightful. Future track, let's talk about this, because we're going to push all the way into the weekend. I think the majority of the heavier rain is actually going to skirt our highlighted counties through central Oklahoma and then through northwest Arkansas. That's early tomorrow morning. It will push out. Overcast skies tomorrow. Temperatures really not too bad for this time of year. That's going to be fine. Now, as we move into Saturday, it's going to be such a marvelous, marvelous morning, because clear skies and able to make it like into the 60s. It's going to be a ridiculous Saturday. But now, Saturday afternoon and evening, we begin to see the precipitation creep up from the Gulf. So late Saturday night, don't let that affect your Saturday day plans, but late Saturday night into Sunday morning, we do have the rain. And after that, a little bit cooler temperatures here as we wrap up February and transition into March. But at the same point in time, Tanya, very, very seasonable. And our overnight lows, while down around the freezing mark, not dropping down to anything that we haven't seen like in the last 2 weeks.
I'm looking forward to that, to have no more lows that are that low. I'm ready for it to warm up. I'm ready for spring. I am. All right, we'll move on. We take this time to honor today's fourth state hero. Purple Heart recipient Raymond Rich Sr. in the U.S. Army. He hails from Neosho, Missouri. The staff sergeant joined the military in 1950 and served until 1954, fighting in Korea. He later rejoined in 1967 and fought in Vietnam until 1971. We salute Staff Sergeant Raymond Rich Sr., our fourth state hero. Today's recipe will definitely be the grand champion at your dinner table tonight. Howard shows us how to make his champion chili in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
A few weeks ago, I looked at my calendar as we started laying out recipes for the weeks ahead. I have to tell you, it seems like every other day there's some kind of holiday, whether it's official or not. Everything from Valentine's Day and President's Day to National Cheese Day and Employee Appreciation Day, just to name a few. But one that I really love is National Chili Day. So to celebrate it, I thought I'd share a chili recipe that's always a winner. In a large pot, we saute some ground beef with a couple of chopped onions, some chopped pepper, and garlic. Once the beef is browned and drained, we add a couple cans of crushed tomatoes, tomato sauce, a good amount of chili powder, and a bunch of off-the-shelf spices. Now we'll let this simmer until all the flavors come together. If only cooking for all the holidays was this easy. Serve this up along with your favorite toppings and go to town. To get the recipe, just hop on our website and search for what we call Champion Chili. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an easy one-pot way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Gotta love some chili. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4 state market prices.
It's pretty much sitting in the high 40s right now, top out in the low 50s. Cloud cover going to keep us really from going anywhere. Then overnight, hey, thank you, cloud cover. Keep us from getting a little too cold on a Friday morning. Now, Friday, pretty normal temps. Look at that Saturday, though. We're going to kick that off with mostly sunny skies and an afternoon high in the mid-60s. Now, without further ado, over to Tanya Bach with a look at what's coming up tonight at 5.
All right, well, coming up tonight at 5, couples get creative with their wedding plans during the pandemic, and so do hotels and venue spaces. Many offer elopement packages where couples can still have a beautiful wedding for a fraction of the cost. We can find out what that includes. Plus, an audit into fraudulent unemployment claims reports the state of Kansas paid out $600 million, and the city of Miami, Oklahoma announces more than 400 new jobs with the new company. Join us for those stories and more tonight at 5.
Thanks for joining us here on the KOAM News at noon. Tanya and I will see you again tomorrow morning.
And the rest of the team right back here at 5 o'clock.